Money is one of those subjects that people often misunderstand. Some believe wealth is about luck. Others think it belongs only to those born into opportunity. But the truth is much simpler and much more powerful. Wealth is the result of a few basic principles practiced consistently over time. These principles do not care about your age, your past, or where you started. They only care about whether you decide to follow them. The first rule is simple: learn to earn more than you spend. Most people try to impress others by spending money they haven't earned yet. But wealth is not built by appearances. It is built by discipline. If you earn $1 and spend $1, you remain where you are. But if you earn $1 and save a portion of it, you begin the journey toward financial independence. The habit of controlling expenses is far more powerful than the habit of increasing income alone. The second rule is to always pay yourself first. Many people wait to see what money is left at the end of the month before saving. The problem is there is rarely anything left. Bills expand to fill whatever income you allow them. But when you decide that a portion of every paycheck belongs to your future, everything begins to change. Even 10% consistently saved can transform a financial future. The third rule is understanding the power of time. Wealth is not built overnight. It is built year after year through small, consistent actions. The miracle of compound growth works quietly in the background. A small amount invested today can become something extraordinary tomorrow. The earlier you begin, the more powerful time becomes. But even if you start later in life, the principle still works. Time rewards those who begin. The fourth rule is personal development. Income rarely exceeds personal growth for long. If you want to earn more, you must become more. Learn new skills, read books, study successful people, improve the way you think, speak, and work. The marketplace pays well for value. When you increase your value, your income follows. The fifth rule is to avoid debt that steals your future. Debt can feel harmless in the moment, but it quietly chains tomorrow's income to yesterday's decisions. When you free yourself from unnecessary debt, you regain control over your financial life. Instead of paying interest to others, you allow your money to begin working for you. The sixth rule is to make your money work harder than you do. A paycheck is only the beginning. True wealth grows when money begins producing more money. This can happen through investments, businesses, or assets that grow over time. The goal is simple. One day your money should be earning while you are sleeping. The seventh rule is patience and consistency. Many people quit just before the results appear. Financial success rarely comes in dramatic leaps. Instead, it arrives quietly after years of discipline. Small deposits become large accounts. Small habits become powerful systems. And one day you wake up and realize the simple rules have created extraordinary results. The beautiful truth about these principles is that they work at any age. A young person can use them to build a lifetime of financial freedom. Someone in the middle of life can use them to redirect their path. Even someone who starts later can experience dramatic change by applying them with focus and determination. Wealth does not demand perfection. It demands consistency. If you decide today to control your spending, save a portion of what you earn, invest wisely, grow your skills, avoid destructive debt, and stay patient with the process, your financial future will begin to change. Not tomorrow, not someday. It begins the moment you decide to live by better rules. Because the secret to wealth is not found in complicated strategies. It is found in simple disciplines practiced every day. And those disciplines, once started, can change the direction of an entire life. Financial success begins with understanding that money follows principles. Many people grow up believing that wealth is only for the lucky, the highly educated, or those born into opportunity. But the truth is much more encouraging. Financial stability and wealth are often the result of simple rules that anyone can learn and apply. The difference between those who struggle financially and those who achieve financial freedom is rarely talent or intelligence, it is awareness and discipline. One of the most important lessons about money is that it must be managed with intention. Without a clear understanding of how money works, people often fall into habits that quietly damage their financial future. They spend without thinking, save only when something is left over, and react emotionally to financial decisions. Over time, these habits create stress, uncertainty, and a constant feeling of running behind. Education about money changes this situation completely. When a person begins to understand the basic principles of income, saving, spending, and investing, they gain control over their financial life. Instead of money controlling their choices, they begin directing their resources toward meaningful goals. Financial education is not about complicated formulas or advanced economics. It starts with simple awareness, knowing where money comes from, where it goes, and how it can grow. One powerful principle is learning to live below your means. This concept may sound simple, yet it is one of the most important foundations of financial success. Living below your means does not mean living a life of deprivation. Instead, it means creating a gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap becomes the seed of future wealth. It becomes savings, investments, and opportunities. Another important part of financial education is understanding the difference between needs and desires. Modern society encourages constant consumption. Advertisements, social media, and cultural pressures push people to upgrade their lifestyles again and again. But when individuals pause and think carefully about their spending choices, they begin to see that many purchases are driven by emotion rather than necessity. Developing the discipline to separate true needs from temporary desires strengthens financial stability and protects long-term goals. Saving money is another key lesson that forms the backbone of financial education. Many people treat saving as something optional, something they will do when life becomes easier or when income increases. Unfortunately, this approach rarely works. Expenses tend to grow along with income. Without a clear habit of saving, higher earnings simply lead to higher spending. True financial progress begins when saving becomes a consistent habit rather than an occasional decision. Learning these principles does more than improve bank balances, it also transforms the way people think about money. Instead of seeing money as something that arrives and disappears, they begin to see it as a tool that can create opportunities, provide security, and support dreams. This mindset shift is powerful because it encourages thoughtful decisions and long-term planning. Financial education also builds confidence. When individuals understand the rules that guide money, they stop feeling overwhelmed by financial challenges. They begin to recognize that improvement is possible through small, consistent changes. A person who learns to track spending, save regularly, and make intentional financial choices gradually builds momentum. Each positive habit strengthens the next one. Another benefit of learning these principles is the ability to make wiser decisions during difficult times. Economic challenges, unexpected expenses, and career changes are part of life. But people who understand financial fundamentals are better prepared to handle these situations. They have savings, discipline, and a clear understanding of how to adjust their financial strategy. The beauty of these lessons is that they are not limited by age, education, or background. Anyone can begin learning them at any point in life. A young person can build a strong financial future by starting early, while someone later in life can still create meaningful change by adopting better habits today. The rules remain the same for everyone. When people commit to learning and applying these basic financial principles, they create a strong foundation for long-term success. Wealth rarely appears suddenly, it grows gradually from good decisions repeated over time. And those good decisions always begin with education, understanding the simple rules that guide money and choosing to follow them with discipline and purpose. One of the most powerful truths about success is that income rarely grows beyond personal development for very long. A person's financial results are often a reflection of the skills they possess, the knowledge they apply, and the mindset they carry into their work and decisions. When individuals focus on improving themselves, they naturally increase their value in the marketplace. And when value increases, opportunities begin to follow. Many people spend years trying to change their financial situation without realizing that the real starting point is personal growth. They look for better jobs, higher salaries, or lucky breaks, but overlook the most reliable path to progress, becoming more capable. When a person commits to learning, improving their thinking, and developing valuable skills, they begin to change the direction of their life from the inside out. Personal development begins with the way we think. Our beliefs about money, success, and opportunity shape our actions. If someone believes that financial success is impossible or reserved for others, they will unconsciously avoid the effort required to achieve it. But when a person adopts the belief that growth is possible and that skills can be learned, they begin approaching challenges with curiosity instead of fear. This shift in mindset opens doors that once seemed closed. Learning is one of the most valuable investments anyone can make. Books, lectures, courses, and conversations with experienced individuals all contribute to personal growth. Knowledge expands awareness and reveals possibilities that were once hidden. A single idea learned at the right moment can change the course of a career or inspire a new direction in life. However, learning is a lifelong process that involves acquiring new skills, knowledge, and experiences. Alone is not enough. Knowledge must be applied. True development happens when individuals take what they learn and put it into action. Skills grow through practice, and confidence grows through experience. Every new skill mastered increases a person's ability to solve problems, contribute value, and stand out in their field. Communication is another important area of personal growth. The ability to clearly express ideas, listen carefully, and connect with others can dramatically influence professional success. People who communicate effectively often gain more trust, build stronger relationships, and open more opportunities. These abilities are not limited to natural talent. They can be practiced and improved over time. Discipline also plays a major role in personal development. Improvement does not happen in a single dramatic moment. It happens gradually through daily effort. Reading a few pages every day, practicing a skill regularly, and reflecting on personal progress create steady improvement over time. Small daily actions, repeated consistently, can transform a person's capabilities in ways that may seem almost unbelievable when viewed years later. Another essential part of growth is learning from setbacks. Every successful individual experiences mistakes, failures, and disappointments along the way. These moments can either discourage progress or become valuable lessons. When people choose to treat challenges as opportunities to learn, they develop resilience, wisdom. Over time, these experiences strengthen character and sharpen judgment. Surrounding oneself with the right influences also accelerates personal growth. The people we spend time with often shape our attitudes and expectations. When individuals connect with those who value learning, ambition, and improvement, they naturally absorb those qualities. Positive environments encourage higher standards and inspire individuals to aim for greater achievements. The connection between personal development and financial success becomes clear over time. As individuals grow in knowledge, skills, and confidence, they become more capable of solving problems and creating value. Employers, clients, and business partners reward those who can contribute meaningful results. This is why the marketplace consistently pays more to those who continue improving themselves. The most encouraging part of this principle is that personal growth has no age limit. A person can begin learning new skills at any stage of life. Someone early in their career can build a strong foundation, while someone later in life can completely transform their direction through dedicated learning and self-improvement. When people commit to becoming better each day, thinking better, learning more, and acting with greater discipline, they start a powerful chain reaction. Their confidence grows, their opportunities expand, and their financial results begin to reflect their new level of value. In the end, the path to greater income and success is not simply about working harder. It is about becoming more and more skilled, more knowledgeable, and more prepared for the opportunities that life presents. One of the greatest misunderstandings about success is the belief that it happens suddenly. Many people expect dramatic breakthroughs, instant results, or overnight transformations. When those things don't appear quickly, they lose motivation and abandon their efforts. But the truth about meaningful achievement, especially financial success, is that it is usually the result of patience and consistent action over time. Consistency may not look exciting in the beginning. In fact, it often feels ordinary. Saving a small portion of income each month does not feel like a major victory. Learning a little more each day may not seem like a dramatic improvement. Making careful financial decisions repeatedly might even feel slow. But these small actions carry extraordinary power when they are repeated for months and years. The principle behind this process is simple. Small actions accumulate. Every positive decision adds a little momentum. When someone saves regularly, even if the amount is small, those savings begin to grow. Over time, the growth itself begins to produce more growth. This process is often referred to as compound progress, and it quietly transforms small efforts into significant results. Imagine a person who decides to set aside a small percentage of their income each month. In the beginning, the amount may seem almost insignificant, but as months turn into years, the habit becomes stronger, the savings grow larger, and opportunities begin to appear. What once seemed small slowly becomes meaningful. This is the quiet reward of patience. Consistency also builds discipline. Each time a person chooses to stay committed to their goals, rather than reacting to short-term temptations, they strengthen their ability to stay focused. Discipline is like a muscle. It grows stronger through regular use. Over time, the individual becomes more confident in their ability to follow through on their plans. Another powerful effect of consistency is clarity. When people work toward a goal steadily, they begin to understand the process more deeply. They notice patterns, learn from mistakes, and refine their approach. What once felt confusing becomes familiar. This gradual learning allows them to make smarter decisions as time goes on. Patience plays an equally important role in this journey. In a world that celebrates quick rewards, patience can feel rare. Yet it is one of the most valuable qualities anyone can develop. Patience allows individuals to trust the process even when visible results have not yet appeared. It reminds them that meaningful progress often happens quietly before it becomes noticeable. Many people stop just before success begins to show. They invest time and effort for a while, but when the rewards are not immediate, they assume the process is not working. They change direction, start over, or give up entirely. What they do not realize is that progress was already building beneath the surface. Like planting a seed, growth takes time before it becomes visible. Consistency and patience also protect individuals from emotional decision-making. When someone understands that success is a long-term process, they are less likely to react impulsively to short-term problems or temporary setbacks. Instead of panicking during challenges, they remain calm, focused on their long-term vision. Financial growth especially rewards those who stay patient. Investments take time to mature. Skills take time to develop. Opportunities take time to appear. But when someone remains committed to steady improvement, these elements eventually begin working together. There is also a psychological reward that comes from consistency. Each small success reinforces confidence. When people see that their habits are producing progress even slowly, they become more motivated to continue. This positive cycle strengthens commitment and builds momentum. Perhaps the most encouraging aspect of this principle is that anyone can practice it. Consistency does not require special talent, advanced education, or extraordinary resources. It only requires a decision to keep moving forward, one step at a time. A person who saves regularly, learns continuously, and makes thoughtful decisions every day may not appear dramatically different at first, but after years of disciplined action, the difference becomes remarkable. Their habits have quietly built a life of stability, opportunity, and growth. In the end, patience and consistency turn ordinary actions into extraordinary results. What begins as small effort becomes lasting achievement, proving that steady progress is often the most powerful path to success. One of the most encouraging truths about financial improvement is that change can begin at any age. Many people believe they have missed their opportunity to build wealth simply because they did not start early enough. They look back at the years that have passed and focus on the mistakes they made or the chances they believe they lost. This way of thinking creates discouragement and prevents them from taking action in the present. But the reality is that financial progress does not belong to a specific age group. It belongs to those who decide to start applying better habits today. The most important moment for financial change is not 10 years ago or 20 years ago. It is now the moment a person decides to become more intentional with money. They begin to take a more active role in managing their finances. To learn better financial principles and to practice disciplined habits, the direction of their future begins to shift. Age does not eliminate the power of good decisions. In fact, life experience often provides valuable perspective that can accelerate improvement. Young individuals have the advantage of time. When someone begins practicing wise financial habits early in life, time becomes a powerful partner. Small savings, steady investments, and continuous learning have many years to grow. The earlier someone understands these principles, the more opportunity they have to build a strong and stable financial foundation. However, people who begin later in life have advantages of their own. They often have greater maturity, clearer priorities, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Experience teaches valuable lessons about work, responsibility, decision-making. When these lessons are combined with better financial habits, progress can happen surprisingly quickly. The idea that it's too late is one of the most harmful beliefs a person can adopt. It creates hesitation and prevents action. But when someone replaces that belief with the mindset that improvement is always possible, energy and motivation begin to return. Every year ahead still contains opportunities for growth, learning, and financial improvement. Another powerful aspect of starting at any age is the ability to correct past habits. Many people develop patterns of spending, borrowing, or avoiding financial planning simply because they were never taught better alternatives. Once they learn new principles, they can begin reshaping those habits. The process may require patience, but consistent effort gradually replaces old patterns with healthier ones. Financial improvement does not require dramatic changes all at once. It begins with small steps, creating a budget, saving a portion of income, reducing unnecessary expenses, and learning about investing are practical actions that anyone can begin immediately. Each small step creates momentum and builds confidence. As progress begins to appear, motivation naturally increases. People who once believed they could never control their finances begin to see proof that improvement is possible. A growing savings account, reduced debt, and better financial awareness all reinforce the belief that positive change is happening. Another important benefit of starting at any age is the ability to inspire others. When individuals take responsibility for improving their financial habits, they often influence their families, friends, and colleagues. Children learn by watching responsible behavior. Friends become curious about new habits that produce positive results. One person's decision to improve can quietly create a ripple effect that benefits many others. The journey toward financial stability is not about perfection. Everyone makes mistakes along the way. What matters most is the willingness to learn, adjust, and continue moving forward. The moment a person decides to focus on better choices rather than past regrets, they reclaim control over their future. It is also important to remember that wealth is not measured only by numbers. Financial progress brings peace of mind, greater freedom of choice, and the ability to help others. These benefits become meaningful at any stage of life. Whether someone is building their first savings account or strengthening their long-term investments, each step contributes to a more secure and confident future. When people understand that it is never too early and never too late to start improving their financial habits, a powerful sense of possibility emerges. The past no longer feels like a limitation. Instead, it becomes a source of lessons that guide better decisions moving forward. Every new day offers an opportunity to practice smarter. Financial habits develop stronger discipline and move closer to a life of stability and freedom. And the most powerful step in that journey is simply deciding to begin. In the end, financial success is not built on complicated secrets or extraordinary circumstances. It is built on simple principles practiced with discipline and patience. When people understand the basic rules of money, commit to personal growth, remain consistent in their actions, and believe that change can begin at any stage of life, they place themselves on a path toward lasting progress. The journey begins with awareness, learning how money works, and taking responsibility for financial decisions. From there, growth continues through self-development, because the more a person learns and improves, the more value they bring to the world around them. Over time, consistent habits such as saving, learning, and making thoughtful choices begin to compound into meaningful results. Patience plays a vital role in this process. Real success rarely arrives instantly. It grows quietly through daily discipline and long-term commitment. Those who stay focused on steady improvement eventually see their efforts turn into stability, opportunity, and freedom. Perhaps the most inspiring truth is that these principles are available to everyone. No matter a person's age, background, or past mistakes, the ability to change financial direction always exists. The moment someone chooses better habits, the future begins to look different. So the message is simple yet powerful. Learn the principles, improve yourself, stay consistent, and start today. Small decisions made with purpose can gradually transform a life, proving that lasting success is not about where you begin, but about the choices you make moving forward.